Hola muchachos! Okay, today's lesson is on reflexive verbs. You should be in your packet. There's a page that looks just like this. Please follow along with me. Anything that I've highlighted in yellow, you need to write down in your packet. If I go too fast, as always, just simply click pause, or you can repeat the video as many times as you would like. Okay, so reflexive verbs are verbs that show that the subject and the object are the same. So what we're saying here is that a person that does the action is the same person that receives the action. Subjects do the actions, objects receive actions. So for example, in English, to wash your hands. Your hands are a part of you, therefore you are receiving the exact same action that you are doing. Another example is to shower. Take a minute, pause, think of any other reflexive actions. Okay, next section. In Spanish, you can tell that a verb is reflexive because there will be a se, which is a pronoun, attached to the end of the infinitive. For example, bañarse, cepillarse. Conjugate and reflexive verbs is pretty easy. There's just 3 steps. Step 1, drop the se. Step 2, conjugate the verb as normal. Step 3, place the pronoun in front, making it agree with the subject. So if we had lavarse, the yo form, it's lavar, lavo, me lavo. So how do we know how to make the pronoun agree with the subject? Well, we have these 6 reflexive pronouns. Me, te, se, nos, os, and se. So the chart that's just below here kind of breaks it all down for you. So let's complete this chart. If the subject pronoun is yo, the reflexive pronoun is me. Lavarse would go to lavo, and to wash oneself, the conjugation then is I wash myself. Now, technically you don't need the yo in front. Most people would just say me lavo, but it's just here right now to show you the full agreement. Then we have tú, te, lavas, you wash yourself. Él se lava, he washes himself. Nosotros nos lavamos, we wash ourselves. Vosotros os laváis, you all wash yourselves. Ellos se lavan, they wash themselves. You may have to pause right now to get caught up on all of the text that you have to copy down, but I'm just going to keep going. Here we have a few on our own. Peñarse in the tú form. Te peñas. Vestirse in the nosotros form. Nos vestimos. Levantarse in the vosotros form. Os levantáis. Reflexive verbs are only reflexive if the person doing the action is the person receiving the action. If that person is not receiving the action, then do not put a pronoun. For example, I wash the car. This is not reflexive. Yes, I'm doing the action, but the car is receiving it. So in Spanish, you would say, yo lavo el coche. There's no pronoun needed for that. For this next section, let's choose the correct verb depending on whether it should be reflexive or not. Yo me visto cada mañana, because you dress yourself. Tú lavas los platos, because you wash the plates. Who's receiving the washing? The plates. You're doing it. So there's a difference in subject and object there. 3. Nosotros hacemos las camas. We make the beds. We're not making ourselves, we're making the beds. The beds receive the action. Él se cepilla los dientes 2 veces al día. He brushes his teeth 2 times a day. He is doing that action to himself, therefore we used the reflexive pronoun se. The last thing we need to review about reflexive pronouns is where they go. So, just like any other object pronoun, they are going to be placed before the verb. However, they can come after and are attached to the verb in 3 specific situations. When there's an infinitive, when the verb is in the whole form, not conjugated, when it's in the gerund form is the ando yendo form, eating, comiendo, walking, caminando, and command forms. We're going to get into that a little bit later. So looking at the examples, here's some other possible positions. Se lavan, se van a lavar, or van a lavarse. You can put the se in front of the verb ir, van, or you can put it at the end of the infinitive after the construction ir plus a plus infinitive. The children are going to wash themselves. Okay, that's it for reflexives. Remember, go back and catch up if you needed to get anything else.